If you're a Shopify store owner, I need to shake your hand and tell you congratulations because you avoided so much headache when it comes to custom websites where you try to implement, let's say, conversion purchase tracking code, and you need to talk with your developers, ping pong conversations back and forth, something that can take minutes, can take weeks. So for you, you avoid all of that headache. If you advertise with Google Ads, there is such simple way to track your conversions for Shopify sales. In this video, I'm going to cover it and explain to you how you can do it. There is no excuse for you not to do it properly. Now, something before we start, a little note. It doesn't cover server-side tracking. And server-side tracking is, let's say, a much higher level. It's more advanced. It increases the tracking accuracy. But if your store runs Google Ads, let's say with a budget under $8,000 to $10,000 a month, you don't really need it because the difference is not that noticeable. Now, once you cross that limit, yeah, you can definitely consider server-side tracking. If you're starting out, let's say you have $2,000, $3,000 budget, you can start with this, and this will be more than enough, I promise you. What you need to do, in your Shopify dashboard, on the left sidebar, click on Apps, and then install Google and YouTube Ad. So Google created specifically for this purpose an app that connects everything automatically. I'm not going to go over the first time setup because it will be an insult to your intelligence. I'm more than sure that you can do it by yourself. But what do I want to do is to go over the settings. Once you finish with the initial setup, I want to go over all the settings that this app offers and make sure that you selected them properly. With that said, let's start. First of all, we have our merchant center. And here you can see how many of the items are approved or disapproved. If you watched some of my videos, you know that you need to have complete majority of your items approved. So more than 95%. Ideally, you want 100. There shouldn't be products that are not approved. But if, let's say, 30% of your products are not approved, you have a big issue and you need to fix it before you advertise. Otherwise, you actually risk your merchant center account getting suspended. Even that can happen. So make sure that all the products are approved. Then we need to connect Google Ads and make sure that all the conversion data, you know what? Let's go over the settings and you will see exactly in detail what I'm talking about. In the settings, let's start first of all with Google services. My approach to digital marketing and anything that is related to digital assets is that the more data you provide, the more data points you connect, the better. That's how the platforms will work better together and for you, because it kind of makes sense, keeps everything organized. So connecting all the platforms is the right way to do it. In Google services, what you need to do is to connect, well, first of all, your Google Merchant Center, connect your Google Ads, and connect Google Analytics. These are the three most basic and the most important platforms to connect with your Shopify. So they will exchange the data between themselves. On top of that, I would strongly recommend adding Google Business Profile. Why? Because, as I said previously, the more data, the better. Now, let's scroll to product feed, and this is very important section. As you can see here, the product sync, the synchronization between your Shopify and the Merchant Center is switched off. Why did I do it in this specific case? Is that because for product feed, I'm using a different app that allows me to optimize the feed in more details. But if you're not using any other app, you need to turn this on so that the products will be properly synced with your Merchant Center and your Google Ads. So let's click on that. And then you need to select automatically sync your products, click on save, and you're done. Additionally, let's click here. We have countries and languages, local inventory, product titles and descriptions. So depending on your product feed, you will have these options. Let's say you advertise to different countries and your product feed uses different languages. This option will probably be available for you to optimize. And in terms of product titles and description as well. Shipping information, you want that to be turned on because it will be displayed in the shopping results. So people will see exactly how long it will take to arrive. And this is very crucial. This is an additional point of selling. Let's continue to shopping enhancements, different parameters. So this option could be available in your case, but it doesn't mean that you should use it. So it really depends on the case. This is not a must. Moving on to data sharing and tag management. This is very important for paid advertising. So first of all, we have conversion measurement turned on. And you can see that there's an option to switch it off. Now, you have no idea how much time, headache, and money can go if you don't have Shopify platform. With just simple few clicks, it automatically creates all the conversions that you need. Now, look what happens. First of all, let's click on conversion and event settings. You can see that this app creates automatically 7 conversions, 7 events. Checkout completed, which is a purchase. Checkout started, add to cart, page view, product view, search, and payment info. So this is kind of should be in between checkout started and checkout completed. So the order here is not correct, but it covers 7 most important events in the store to track. And then all of these conversions, all of these events, all this data will be displayed in Google Ads. You can see it for yourself because except purchase, all the other events should be secondary, not primary. And then you can use all the secondary events as an additional layer for decision making when it comes to optimization. But most importantly, the purchase will be received properly in Google Ads, so the algorithm can optimize properly, and that's that. This fixes all the conversion tracking issues that you might have. Now, on top of that, there is a thing called enhanced conversions. Enhanced conversions, so except the event count and the value, the code can pass data such as user parameters, for example, user email or phone number. And this can help Google identify the user, try to bring you similar audience, and many useful things. But if you apply enhanced conversions to event like page view, you will get an error. Because when the user goes to specific page or a product page, that is way before the user entered email. So there is no email. That's why you will get an error. So where you should actually enable it, you should enable it in purchase. Because when the purchase event is made, you know the email, you know the user's phone number because of the checkout, and then Google sends automatically these events. I mean, you don't need to do anything. You just need to go to Google Ads, enable or disable enhanced conversions. That's that. So that was important for me to clarify. Let's move on. Google Tags. Google Tags shows us the code identifiers that is implemented on the website. The only thing you need to see here and make sure that there are no duplicates, that you don't have 2 different Google Ads identifiers or 2 Google Analytics platforms. So avoid duplicates. Then we have customer match. Customer match automatically sends the data of your customers to specific Google Ads list. And then it can use this list to optimize and give you better results. So this should be switched on. And last but not least, you have notifications. If something happens, let's see the options here. You can Subscribe to news, service, unimportant things. I would recommend to switch this off. It's most of the time irrelevant. To sum up, these are the settings of Google and YouTube app. You can use this app to easily set up your conversion tracking in Google Ads. You can also use this to send information of your products and sync between your store and Google Merchant Center, which is crucial if you're running shopping or PMAX campaigns, which you should, by the way, if you have e-commerce store. And it is so easy. Just in 2 minutes, you can set this up. It's completely free, and it saves you a lot of headache, time, and money on developers. That's it for this video. I hope this was useful. If you have any questions or you have some kind of problems setting this up, just let me know in the comments and I'll be glad to help. Thank you, and I will see you as always in the next video.